All right. How are you?
I'm good, thank you for asking. And you?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. Sorry, I messed the time up, so I can't count. Basically, that's what happened there.
That's
Um,
fine. It's hard with all the time zones and stuff, so it's
yeah,
totally fine.
I don't know what I did. I got up early for no reason. That's what I did. I got up earlier for no reason. Um, so
Then you know,
you're in Baku now?
I am
In Baku in Korea now?
I am in Busan.
Oh, Busan. Okay, right. Okay, not Baku. Okay,
So Busan,
okay,
it's like Vexco. The arena is like right by our hotel here.
okay.
So that's where I'm.
And are you from Turkey originally?
Yes, my parents are from Turkey.
Okay.
So
And do you live in Norway?
yes, they moved to Norway right after they got married. So I've been living in Norway my whole life.
Okay. And why did they move to Norway? Was it just like they saw a picture of it and liked it, or was there work or what?
Yeah, they saw the snow and they was like, yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. I think because they wanted their or their kids to have like a better system, I guess, the school
Okay.
system. Yeah, so I never like she never gave me a my mom never gave me a good reason why, but I think that's why she just wanted us to have like a good environment to grow up in.
Yeah, that's fair, I think. You'll forgive moving away from the sun and the warmth to the snow if it was for school and stuff and education or whatever.
I forgive
Um,
her. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. And you training in CrossFit Oslo?
Yes, most of the time, but I actually live 1 hour from Oslo
Okay.
because that's where my family lives.
Yeah.
So I travel in 2 to 3 times a week to train with them, and because my coach Joachim Rygg is also in CrossFit Oslo. But in the semi prep period, I've been in CrossFit Oslo like every day.
Yeah.
So yeah, surrounded by all the good athletes.
Yeah, I was gonna say like there's a crazy good environment there of well, I assume it's good, but as in there's a lot of really good athletes in
Yeah.
there. Um, is that you're obviously someone who thrives in that environment? I know some people prefer to train alone and like not know what other people are doing and not be comparing themselves to other people, but you obviously that push is obviously something that you do well with.
Yeah, I think like it's good with both. I think we in Cross Oslo we have built like a good community where we are not like I guess jealous or try to hide something or
Mm.
hide like I said techniques or something from each other. Wish the opposite. I want to learn them if I have something. If I'm say good in movement, I can help another athlete, and then they can give back. So I think that's like the unique thing in CrossFit Oslo. We are just always trying to help each other and wish each other the best, and
Mm.
that's so. It's been like very good to have that before the semifinals, and obviously, like otherwise too.
Mm.
But sometimes I like to train alone also, so that's good. I can go back to my local gym and be by myself sometimes.
Oh yeah, okay. What's the name of the town that you live in?
Moss,
All right, okay. No,
yeah.
I was never gonna know it. I don't know why I bothered asking. It's like
Yeah,
you could have said anything, and I was just like, "Oh wow, okay." Yeah, I live in Tree. It's like, "Oh, cool."
yeah.
Um, okay, so wow, so an hour in an hour's commute is it? Do you stay? Do you go and stay, and then like do you do like 2 days, or do you go train, come home, go train, come home?
Yeah, I go back and forth. Sometimes
Wow.
I
Okay.
drive in or I take the train. So that's I want to be in my own bed and
Yeah. Yeah.
sleep better in your own bed. So
Yeah.
that's fine with me. So
That's okay. Um, when did you start doing CrossFit?
I found CrossFit in 2018 or something. So I found it just like I quit handball. I was doing handball for many years, and then I've just started like regular gym training. And then I was like my friend group are like the handball players, and we always like I think why I was so fit was because they were so boring in school. Sorry to say if they listen to this, I'm sorry, but they were so like we just went to school and training. That was all that we did, and we didn't never go to like parties and anything because in the weekends we have like handball matches, right? So we couldn't do so much other things. And then when I quit, I still had like the good environment around me with the friends. Like they always studied and got good grades and just went to handball training. And I started to go to these classes in my regular gym. It was not a CrossFit gym. Uh, and it was like we were doing burpees and cleans and all the like movements in CrossFit, but I didn't know what CrossFit was. And then one of my friends told me that that's a thing. It's like they compete in this, and I was like, what? And then she showed me the documentary, and I was like, I was blessed. I was like, what is this? And then that was how I found out, basically.
And was there CrossFit in your hometown, like in Moss? Was there CrossFit there?
Yeah, we have two CrossFit gyms.
Okay, so you were able to find somewhere pretty easily to test it out and see if you like it, like
Yeah,
jumping in.
I actually train in a not CrossFit gym. I train in like my closest gym, but we have everything that I need.
Yeah.
So and like I have all the space for myself, that which is great. So it's obviously I would love to have someone to train with and all that. But I get that in CrossFit also, so I'm fine.
Yeah. Handball then. So that's Olympic handball. Is that the one with where you? It's kind of like a mix of basketball and I don't know, netball kind of.
Yeah, it's where you throw the ball with your
Yeah.
pass
You can,
around.
okay. Because there's handball here, but it's like two people on a wall, and you're like hitting a ball off a wall with your hand. So I'm assuming it's the team sport. The like
Yeah,
both are good sports. Both are enjoyable.
sounds fun, but it's
Yeah,
not the same.
it's crazy. Have you ever is squash a thing in Norway?
Yeah, I've seen people play sport. I don't think it's a big sport, but
Yeah.
people
Handball
are.
here is like squash without a racket. It's the same size ball and it's the same
Okay.
size court.
But
And
it's called the same.
yeah, it's just called handball. And then it's like I think it's because historically Ireland were so poor that we just had a wall and a ball, and it was like, oh, let's make a sport out of this. Like if we do, I can't afford a squash racket, so let's just play it with our hands.
That's funny.
Yeah, okay. So so handball, all right. And what level were you at with handball? Like were you like local, league, national, international? Like what level?
Um, I, I don't think no, I wasn't international. I think we had like few like talent, but I picked like talents from each team.
Yeah.
I would think that was like the highest level I was on, I guess.
Okay.
We just played locally, and I didn't. I just played to second high school, like second year in high school. So I don't think like I always loved to train, and I always wanted to. I said like I'm going to be the best. I'm going to be in the national team and stuff. And I always wanted to be a good athlete, but I don't think I had the same mentality I have now than what I had earlier in my early days.
So you've been doing CrossFit like what, like five, coming up on 5 years, I guess.
Yep.
And so in 2021 you went to the Asian throwdown, Far East throwdown, or Asian, what
In
was it called?
2021, it was online.
Okay,
Yeah.
and you finished seventh that year.
Yes.
And was that was like the highest level of performance, or the highest like stage of the season that you'd been to, yeah?
Yeah.
And then the year after then you finished second. And that was
Yeah.
in person. Um,
I think
So
it's something like with online now
yeah,
live competition.
yeah,
I'm a different
adrenaline,
person.
adrenaline. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you went to the games then last year as well, 2022. And you had an incredible performance at the games. So usually when people go to the games, um, the first time, there's I think maybe it's just kind of general ignorance, but especially when someone comes from a competition like, say if you come from the Asian semi-final or maybe the South African semi-final, there's kind of people will be like, oh, okay, they're gonna like go and get the T-shirt or whatever. But you like finished inside the cut line. You were like I think like 29th or 28th or something. Um, which like is pretty remarkable for your first year. Did you enjoy that experience? Did you enjoy? Are you able to enjoy it? Like, are you like racked with nerves? Are you like freaking
Yeah.
out, or are you like taking it all in and loving it?
I think like the games was very hard for me because it was so much happening,
Hmm.
and I have always heard we have Kristen Holte is in our gym in Cross Oslo, so she always told us it's very back to back, and it's gonna be a travel for 5 days, and we've been like okay great, like I hear you, but when I got there it was like okay it's this. We were like I woke up at 6 a.m. and we weren't back before like 9 p.m. and it was like you do a workout or event and then you rest for like 1 hour and then you're back to the briefing and everything again
Hmm.
13 times throughout 4 days. So I was like I wasn't happy about like my attitude and I guess how yeah, I was through those days. I wish like I just relaxed it more and just trusted myself much more.
Hmm.
But at the same time, I agree with you. I don't think that's a bad placement for being a first time and just doing this like 5 years.
Yeah.
Uh, I didn't have like when I first started. I was just in the gym by myself trying to figure out the different movements and skills and stuff. So I think like I first got my real coach in 2021 and 2022 were the year that I qualified. So I think if I look at it in that way, it's great.
Hmm.
I'm proud of myself.
Yeah.
But
No, it is good because I think a lot of people. It sounds like you maybe didn't enjoy it because you were stressing about what was happening and stuff. Whereas I know a lot of other people look back with regret because they didn't stress enough. Like they kind of were like, "Oh, it's great, I'm here," and just kind of looked around and were like, "Oh wow, there's that guy and there's that girl," you know. Whereas it sounds like you were maybe too in it to enjoy it. So I'd say,
I,
and that, like this year now, you'll be able to, really attack it.
yeah, I will. Yeah, I'm going to. I learned a lot from last year, so if I hopefully make it this year, I'm going to change a lot of things.
Hmm.
Because I don't want to look back at the games and be like, oh, that sucked. I want to like be like, shit, I did that, and I'm proud of that, and that I just happy to look back at it as a good memory.
Hmm. So the girl that finished ahead of you last year, so Choi, she's not competing this year. Is that right?
Yeah, she's unfortunately injured.
Yeah.
Uh, I hope she's doing better with her rehab. Um, yeah.
You don't have to be nice. You don't have to be nice. does does that crank up the pressure on you then? Do you feel more pressure because like now it's like, oh well, she finished second last year and the girl that finished first isn't there, so she has to finish first this year.
Um, no, I my goal is to qualify, and
Yeah.
I did it last year with her, and if I do it this year without her or with her, I would do it anyways. Like, so I don't care. But I don't like. I wish the best for every athlete. I hope they have the best performance because that will make me feel much better when I qualify.
Okay. So you want to beat the best.
Yeah, of
Yeah.
course. That's why
I
I'm in
like
the
that.
gym twice a day, every 6 hours a day. What do you think?
So you did the IF3, the worlds in that was in Mexico, wasn't it? Or
It was
Argentina?
where the championship in
Yeah.
French Open.
Um, what was that like? Because again, not that long in the tooth doing CrossFit, and then you go to another international competition, come away with another medal, and I suppose it probably hits different as well because Norway, it's a recognized sport in Norway. Like it's a federalized sport. So it's probably, it's maybe adds a little bit of specialness to it. The fact that now you have a medal in a national, like a recognized sport as well.
Yeah, the thing that the reason why it's so big in Norway is because it's like a federation, and we have a good team around, and they like pay for us to go to the worlds, and if something happens, they covered us with insurance. Yeah,
Insurance, yeah.
insurance. So, and of course, like the Norwegian are very like happy when they see their athletes are doing good in and bringing home medals. But to be honest, I'm not. That's not something I focus too much on. CrossFit is what I'm like my goal is, and why I started all this. So I'm in the national team to for the camps and insurance, and I see like the good values and like the coaches and stuff. Uh, and obviously, like the people, the team is all like the good athletes are with each other and in the camps, and yeah. But other than that, it's not something I peak for or anything.
Yeah, yeah. That's doubly impressive then that you didn't need to peak and you came away with a medal. Semi-finals workouts then, how do you feel about them? Are you looking at them on paper or watching the other semi-finalists do them and thinking, oh yeah, this is a bit of me, I can attack these?
I'm confident. I like the workouts. They are challenging and a good variation. Only thing, it's been very tough for my shoulders. It's a lot of shoulders, but that's how like it's a lot of shoulders in CrossFit generally. So I guess that's how it is. But I'm excited. I'm just watching all the athletes do the workouts, and I'm like sitting and shaking, and I'm ready for do them myself.
That's cool. I was curious as well. I read an article on Morning Chalk Up that it was the kind of gist of the article was that you're normalizing CrossFit for Muslim people who follow the Muslim faith. And I was curious, like when I think of CrossFit and when I think of like maybe my what would you call it? Like my assumptions are ignorant or whatever. So sorry if they are, but when I think of the Muslim culture and when I think of CrossFit, I think there's that's a clash in my head. Like the what I know of, say, especially women in Muslim culture, where like it's about being like I guess like subtle and covered up, and like not like kind of the opposite of what competing in CrossFit is, where it's like you're showing off what your body can do, and you're like it's basically an anatomical lesson for people to watch a muscular figure move around the floor and do things. Have you struggled with any kind of aspect of that? Like, have you struggled with the kind of clash there?
I don't know because I think it's different because I don't live in a Middle East country.
Yeah.
But of course, I see what you are talking about, and obviously, like for me, it's like the sport is. It's very like people are light or not so much covered, some of them, and then we have athletes that are complete opposite. And I think like you just have to do it your own and what you're comfortable in and what you're in your like how you want to show up to competition and training, and I think it's the most important is like don't if you don't want, it's more impressive to show what the athlete can do and not like how they look in my eyes.
Do you ever get any shit? Like, do you ever get any like messages or comments or anything? No.
Not on that, but I've gotten few on like me representing Turkey and living in Norway.
Oh, really?
That I like choose the easy way, and that it's like not the same because I haven't lived in Turkey.
And are those comments coming from people in Asia or coming from people in Europe?
In Asia?
Yeah. Okay. Of course.
And
They are.
I'm like I'm very proud of holding the Turkish flag, and I always like wanted to, because it's been very hard for me to be in the middle, and I always wanted to find a way to show my ethnicity and how I can like give back to the Turkish community, I guess. And I'm so proud of, and my family also, like now they see, because I hold the Turkish flag, they're like, oh, what is this? And they get me interested, and now they try to like understand CrossFit more, and that's a big thing for me. And also, like, I'm not calling out anyone, but in the games, didn't I beat the people that was in Europe or any other like company? So I guess I don't care what they say, and they can say whatever they want. But I'm either way, I'm going to stand there with the Turkish flag and be super proud.
That's cool. I like that. So when do you kick off? Is it Friday you start?
Yeah, Friday.
Okay, yeah. Maybe double check. Oh shit, it's today.
Tomorrow.
Yeah, so we'll start at 15 minutes. Well, listen, I'll let you go, mainly because I have to go and give my kids some porridge and get ready for my day. But thank you for coming on. I'm sorry I messed up the time. We'll definitely try and catch back up. I have other stuff to talk to you about. We'll definitely try and catch back up after semi-finals. Good luck with everything. I hope it all goes great, and we look forward to seeing you carrying the Turkish flag again in Madison.
Thank you.